Okay, folks, we're going to get started a little bit earlier today because we have a special guest from National Camera Exchange, Mike Pazendak. He's the president or one of the owners of the store. And he's just going to say a few words because he's one of our main sponsors and responsible for giving out some of the excellent donations. So
Thank you.
I'm just going to hand the floor over to him, and we'll just start with our first sponsor, National.
Thank you very much for having me out and providing this time to me. It's very appreciated. So, as many of you know, National Camera Exchange has been kind of the mainstay in the photo market for gear, new and used, for a long time. Well, in June, we're going to be celebrating our 111th anniversary. Yeah, it's pretty special. We're the fifth oldest camera store in the country, and from what I can tell, with a little bit of research, in the top 30 oldest companies in the state that are still operating. And there's no plans to change that, particularly now. Previously, I worked at National Camera Exchange for 18 years, and I did a lot. I started off taking film from customers and writing up orders and ringing them up. So I started at the very bottom of the rung. I moved my way up into darkroom sales when that was a very large thing. Enjoyed darkroom for a long time in my life and still have my enlarger, so my kids move out. If that ever happens, I'll have space to set it up again. Looking forward to that for multiple reasons. Mostly a joke, but somewhat not a joke at the same time. I love my kids, but at some time they got to go, right? No, we just experienced that on Sunday. Lovingly experienced that on Sunday. So she finished school, and it's great. She was living in Duluth, not going to school in Duluth, living in Duluth, attended classes online at ASU, and finished wonderfully, but needs to come back here to find the job. And the rents are just way different between Duluth and the metro area. So she's moved back in for a little bit, which is awesome because she has a poodle, we have a poodle, and now we have twin poodles. So, but after 18 years and doing numbers of things, I had worked my way up. I was managing the Golden Valley store, having a lot of fun. And then I had one Christmas Eve off, my first Christmas Eve in 17 years. And I said, there's a time where a guy might need a break. I ended up jumping over. I worked for Sony for a couple of years in their photo division. Then I worked for Tamron for about 10 years. Really, really loved that and enjoyed that. And then late in 23, when John List, the owner of National Camera Exchange, approached me and started talking about, look, Mike, turns out I'm not going to live forever. And at some point, when that happens, I don't want this to close. We should start talking. And we have, we continue to talk, and it's been a wonderful experience for me. So currently I'm handling day-to-day operations of the place, of the place that I kind of grew up, learned a ton in photography, and now get to kind of share that with so many other people. So it is special to me. I do a lot of photography, not nearly to your guys' level. Mine is generally based around sports. My youngest kid's a big hockey player. And last season, I switched to shooting video. So now I'm learning all over again. And I'm actually having a blast with it. It's a whole new set of challenges. Plus, I get an excuse to buy gear that I don't have this. I need to purchase this. I love that. I'm a gear junkie as much as anybody. So I'm very excited about that. And then it's, I don't know, it's a lot of fun. Oh, I should also mention that I met my wife in a photo class in high school, right? So photography swirls my life. My great uncle, Ferdinand Pazendak, shot pictures of the family farm in North Dakota. He wasn't that enamored with farming. That's what the family did. And we're credited with being one of the first horseless farms in the country. And he happened to be really interested in photography, and he photographed this transition from horses to machinery. So that archive has since been donated to University of North Dakota, which has it out on loan to the U.S. Library of Congress. So it's kind of neat. It's multi-generational photography, touches me in a number of different ways. And I can be fortunate enough to say that, you know, all three of my kids practiced it for a little bit, and two of them still enjoy it. So hopefully the third one will find his way back around to it. So I'm not going to speak much. If you guys have questions for me, you can reach out to me at the store. You know, I'm happy to help you. I'm not always the best resource anymore, and I have to admit that and acknowledge that. Sometimes we start with something, we start talking, and then I got to hand you off to so-and-so because they know tenfold more than I know on it, right? My direction has just changed a little bit, and that's part of the case. But one thing that's important to us, and we recognize and value the fact that we're here after 111 years, because we've always received great support from the photographic community, you know, in this metro area in particular. And that's why doing stuff like this, you know, when they called, like, yeah, we'll figure this out. We'll get you some stuff to give away and recognize this. So I appreciate you guys, and appreciate you guys staying active in photography. And if we can be of help, let me know. All right. Thank you. You're welcome. I want to pull that off. I'm not sure.
Too, just help
I grabbed
yourself.
it randomly.
Okay, all right.
No,
I'm
it's
sure
part
you
of
don't
my
want to.
job. It's to eat late lunch because everything's happening at the store. So I didn't eat lunch until 15 probably.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not every day is like that, but today was.
Well, the club definitely. We are delighted that you're donating to the club and just supporting us as our business does. And so we're very lucky to have you as a sponsor. Anybody here from West Photo that wants to say a few words? So our other sponsor, so
Look, when
sorry.
no, this is great. I like if you shop at West Photo, they're great guys. I used to call them when I sold Tamron and Sony. I know Steve and Sean. Like if you know Sean, you're just gonna chuckle at him. Or you're not gonna chuckle at him. You either get along with them or you don't. But they are really great guys. And they're out doing the same thing as us. And honestly, we're quite fortunate in a community this size now to still have two camera stores. And hopefully that continues for the foreseeable future. There's cities our size that have zero.
Yeah.
Literally zero.
Yeah.
And that's difficult. So we need good resources, and I don't mind if you're splitting it and keeping us both alive. Bravo, right? By no stretch of the imagination am I telling you only to buy from me. Just not Amazon.
Yeah, that's right. Right. I boycotted them too. Yeah.
Well, I will get out of here. I gotta get home and get those dogs out and then take my kids somewhere. So I appreciate it.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, thank you.
So West Photo, our second sponsor, located on 21 University Avenue in Minneapolis. They're your second alternative to National Camera Exchange. I just spoke with Steve today, and he's willing to extend all the discounts for the summer. So don't worry. So if you stop in there in July or August, you should just give him your name, and he has the list of all the members. He should honor those discounts. Okay. Recap for the year 2024, 2025. Since this is the last meeting of the year, I always like to go over some of the accomplishments and what we accomplished for the year. So I'll just start off with the credit card program that was brand new last year, September. Rosalind and I worked hard in trying to figure that out along with Don, and it's humming along. It made not only our jobs easier, but members easier as well. Instead of writing a check, now you can just go to the website, click on it, and just pay there instantly on our website. Granted, you have to pay an extra $1 for the credit card fee, but you know, with the convenience, everything always costs a little bit extra. Creative Nature Category X is humming along. And this year was the first year we had Creative Nature. 19 total images for the year were submitted. And I always like to say that new categories create inclusion, not exclusion. So we were trying to come up with a new category, didn't quite figure it out. I had this crazy idea of having an iPhone category, talked to my board, and they went, I don't think that's going to work too well. Okay, yeah, maybe you're right. So we dropped that.
Samsung phone instead of iPhone.
Really? Okay. In-person meetings up almost 100%. When I started back in 2023, we only had 12 people show up, and I was quite depressed. I'm like, oh, gee, I don't know how I'm going to get this up, but working really hard post-COVID, we finally did. And so now our average meeting attendance is 18 to 24. I think I counted last, there's 27, 28 people in the room. Last I counted. So that's an achievement for post-COVID for a photography club. I've been to a lot of others and be lucky to get 10 people showing up, but we're doing well here. So memberships. So the 2 mailings I send to you guys every month telling you when and where and who's going to be the speaker at our meeting. I send it out to 65 members. They're on the roster. 38 members are paid members, of which we got 6 brand new members joining us this year. And those 6 new members are Todd Bolson. Is he here? No. He was supposed to bring the soda tonight, so. Christopher Crowhurst, Christopher Dorn, Jonan Karatikin, Terry Kochever, and Rob Schultz. Let's just give them a hand for joining. Thank you very much. Also with memberships, one of the things I was working on, I wanted to really try to bring in more younger people to the Minnesota Nature Photography Club, but couldn't figure that. I couldn't quite figure that out. I was thinking of maybe moving the meetings to more towards Minneapolis, but that would have been really inconvenient for a lot of people, and people really don't like change. So I just sort of dropped that idea. Not quite too sure how to bring someone in who is less than the age of 30 to this club. Still working on it. Zoom salon recordings are going well. And as a result, since we started that, we're up from 15 images to 38 or 40 images a month. That's really good. Really happy about that. We also created new business cards for our members. And so Rosalind and I worked on the design. We have our logo in the back. And be sure to pick up your supply over the summer. They're on the table. So they're there to give out to people. And I am a firm believer that a way to really promote a business or a club is through word of mouth. And so if you're out in the field and you have a couple business cards with you and someone is looking for a photography club, hand them a card. Acknowledgements and thank yous. First thing I want to do is thank the board, Rosalind Long, who I pass ideas through often and is more or less my confidant in many ways. Don Specht, our treasurer, who knows the bylaws in and out, who steers me in the right direction, say, hey, Mark, you can't do that. It's against the bylaws. Oh, okay. All right. Thanks, Don. Thanks for letting me know. Paul Cameron, our secretary, who is one of the fastest note takers that I've ever witnessed. We've had several board member meetings, and then an hour later, all the notes, what's been said, what's been discussed, boom, on a PDF copy. So really helpful. Thank you very much. Jill Krentz. She was going to be here. Her husband is going through some health issues, so she's not going to be here. Our salon coordinator. We picked her up brand new, and so she puts together the salons every month with a little guidance from me. Special thank yous. I'd like to thank Mike Prokosh. If anyone who really cares about this club and the success, I would say Mike is one of the point persons in making sure that happens. And I also want to thank Diane Herman. She's one of our past presidents who helped us put together the portfolio of the year for this award ceremony. She helped us out. And a lot of times I call her and sort of whine and complain about being president, and she sort of pulls me out and says to me, "It's going to be okay, Mark." And of course, I'd like to thank everyone who brought the treats for tonight. That was really great that we have something to munch on during the award ceremony. And that's it. We'll just go right into the nominations for 2025, 2026. Paul, you're going to record all this. So the floor is now open for voting in new board members. Why don't we just start from the bottom up? So we'll just start with trip coordinator, Rob Schultz. He recommended that new position. Rob, do you want to stand? Is he here? I don't. Oh, okay. Do you want to talk a little bit about the new position or what you have?
Talking about this, and we thought, well, wouldn't it be a lot of fun if our club could have some little adventure from time to time? Maybe a day trip here or a day trip there. So we came up with this concept of trying to organize some trips. And I don't know exactly what that looks like, but it could mean photo walks. It could mean going out and spotting some really cool birds that just arrived in migration or things like that. So that's kind of what we're envisioning and hoping to collect a lot of ideas on things that we could go and do as trips as well. So
We'll just open the floor up now for voting. Those in favor for the new position trip coordinator, Rob Schultz, either raise your hand or say aye. Okay, so that's in. Salon coordinator, Jill Krentz. Right now, we're paying her $50 to do this, and she's agreed to stay on another year. It's a big job. Those in favor or for Jill Krentz to stay in that position, raise hands. Okay. Secretary, Paul Cammon. Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous. New position, Rosin Long is stepping down from vice president. She's going to be our webmaster. So she's going to be responsible in updating the website, making sure the recordings and all the pictures get on the website every month. Those in favor for Rosin Long as a webmaster, raise your hand or say aye. Aye. Okay. Treasurer. So we had John Metzger step up because Dawn was going to leave, but I just heard from Dawn now that you're going to stay on for the 2025, 2026. John, are you okay with that? I know you stepped up, you wanted to volunteer. Okay. Those in favor, Don Specht, continuing treasurer for MNPC, raise your hand or say aye. Vice president is open. Suggestions? The responsibility is of vice president, more or less help the president. And your big responsibility is finding guest speakers. Rosalind and I think, exhausted our possibilities with guest speakers, but you're going to think about it. Okay. So that's open. Vice president is open unless anybody has some names, suggestions. Anyone want to throw out any names? Anyone? Bueller? Anyone? No? Okay. Vice president is open. President? Yeah, this was tough for me. I thought about doing a third term, but I'll be honest with you guys, and I'll pull LBJ. I will not seek or accept your nomination as president for the next term of Minnesota Nature Photography Club. I just need a break, and so I might come back, but 2025, 2026, I've decided just to step away and just be a regular member.
Well, this is not anything official, but I have considered it. Oh, The thing is, Mark and I have asked pretty much everybody we know to be speakers. And so I don't want to have that responsibility again. So if there was a committee or somebody else who could come up with the speakers for each month, then I might consider being president because that burden would be off of me. But I don't know. That's just I I I mean, I've walked around at art fairs and asked other photographers, and I just don't have any more ideas of who I could even ask. So,
Without paying a huge.
yeah, again, somebody else would have to coordinate that. That's my condition is I don't want to be involved in that process.
Yeah, 45 to 55 minutes, because our time in the library is restricted to 2 hours. When you get 38 or 40 images in a salon, you have to work really fast through it. It's some really pressuring too for me to make sure everything is wrapped up in a nice little package. Don, can you tell us really quick, did we spend more money than we took in? Because my suggestion, now it's not my call here because I'm stepping down, but to raise our yearly fees maybe $5. I think we didn't do it last year, but I think for the 2025, 2026, we might have to do it. 25 and 30, 30 couple, 25 single.
We have a student membership.
We do not. No, no student.
We've never had.
Because is anybody here a student? I was 40 years ago. All right, so we got plenty of time here, and we're just going to roll right into the awards unless you guys want to eat some more, see the qualifying slideshow. You just want to roll into the awards? Okay. Yep. Questions? Larry has a question.
I'm Larry. I've been here about 2.5 years. And if you look around, as I've noticed, first time I came here, we are a mature crowd. And I do hope that the matter of, or the option of inviting new members or students, whatever, I hope that somehow we can explore that because frankly, and I'm a newbie relative to some of you guys, ladies, but I'm just hoping that we can find some new blood. And you know what I'm talking about.
I think one of the things that has hurt us a little bit is the starting time.
My hands are tied with that.
Done with work. I mean, it takes you 2 hours to get here.
Well, unless we find a new location.
right?
I mean, this space is free. We're not paying a dime for it, but we have to be out at 8 o'clock, and that's one of the conditions. But if we can find another space with a projector or TV as big, it doesn't cost anything. Yeah. Right. Paul?
Point of clarity. Who is the treasurer for next year? Is it Don or John?
It's going to be Don Specht. He's going to continue. Yeah.
Not John.
Right. John Metzger, he volunteered, but since the current treasurer hasn't fulfilled his 2 years, he's legal to stay in that position and fulfill his.
Yeah.
Oh, see, well, there you go. Okay. All right. Yeah,
That's the vice president's job.
then you're going to give up your position as trip coordinator, and that new role is going to be eliminated, or?
Yes.
Sure, but
Yeah. That's basically.
Okay. so we need to make a vote. So, but Mike? I didn't hear you, Mike. Okay. So what Mike said is take trip coordinator and combine it with the vice president that Rob Schultz is considering. So that way he's going to find the speakers and do the trips. You're going to be busy, and I know you have a full-time job, so I just want to make sure that you're aware of the time that's going to be involved. Did you hear that, Rob? So trip coordinator will just combine it with the VP. And then those in favor of having Rob Schultz as the new vice president, responsibilities trip coordinator and finding guest speakers, raise your hand or say aye. That's recorded. So the only open position now is, well, based on. Should we vote or do you want to think about it, Rosalind? I want you to sit on it, think about it. Okay. All right, moving on. We'll just roll right into the award ceremony. Rosalind, I guess, is going to be helping me. Is Carl Feigenschuh here today? No. No, he's not here. Okay. Okay, MNPC Year-End Awards 2024-2025. As you know, we had a 3-panel judging system. First time we've done that, so we got 3 people looking at all the images. So we got several eyes, different opinions, likes, dislikes. So we were really well-rounded for the award ceremony. So I was really happy that Mike Prokosh came up with that idea. I thought it was brilliant. We're going to start off with the honorable mentions for botany. And the first one we have is John Penoyer, April Snow Pasque Flower. I didn't see John here, so we're just going to. Okay. And let's just get through all the categories before people clap. That way we can get through it a lot faster. We have Don Speck, Black-Eyed Susan Budd. Don, you want to come up and grab your certificate? If you're here, come up and grab your certificate. For botany second place, we have Marion Sear, Prairie Smoke Blooms. I saw her. She's way in the back. And, oh, Todd Balson's here, so you can get your drinks now, everyone. Yeah, I know. Botany Image of the Year. Alan Schultz, Mushrooms Schmidt Forest. Really, you did that? Who's going to do that next year? Wow. All right, you ready for the next set here, Rosalind? General award winners. We have honorable mentions first. Ron Lahr, Zion Storm Clouds. John Penoyer, Oak Savannah Lupines. He's not here. Put that aside. Carl Feigenschuh, Maroon Bells. Oh, Carl, we have something from TCACC too. Your plaque. Make sure you grab that here. Why don't I just give it to you now? So, and then 2 ribbons. You got 2 ribbons also, acceptances from TCACC. Oh. Next, we have Paul Kim and Three Sisters at Sunrise. Mark Ye, Sweet Creek Falls. Thank you. Terry Kochever, Waterfalls and San Juans. She contributes a lot. I don't think I've ever seen her at a meeting. So Terry is not here. Mark Ye, Frozen Jewels of Diamond Beach. Thank you. Alan Schultz, Dewdrops on Spiderweb Almsey. Terry Kochever, Superior Shoreline, not here. Might have to send it to her. Michael Greiner, Web We Weave. Michael's here. He's back there. Eric Gustafson, Maureen Lake Banff National Park. Well, I thought he asked me, where's the meeting? What time's it start? And I told him I thought he was going to be here. Ron Lahr, BWCA Sunset. General categories, second place. Oh, I got 2 slides there. Paul Kamen, Bow Lake at sunrise. Landscape image of the year. Well, geez. Mark Ye, Whispers of the Pacific. Thank you. Wildlife and zoology. Start off with the honorable mentions. Yeah, there's a lot of them. Eric Gustafson, Drake Wood Ducks in the Rain. Jonan Karatikin at the zoo. Alan Schultz, Rock Hopper Greeting. Michael Sweet, Rose Eat Spoonbill. Not here, okay. Marianne Sear, Northern Hawk Owl. Barry Mullen, Scissor-tailed Flycatchers. D. Honeysett, Merlin Preening. Kristen Hoyt, Turn Flight. Marianne Sear, Bighorn on the Run. Marianne, maybe you should just stay up here because you're going to get a... Carl Fagenschuh, Green Vine Snake. No. Paul Cameron, Great Gray Owl Takeoff. Rob Schultz, Herons Holding Court. That W is an error, right? At the end. Oh, okay. Oh, wildlife. It's not, okay. I thought it was a typo. Michael Sweet, Cedar Waxing. Jonan Karatikin, Grasshopper with autumnal colors. Rosalind Long, Green-Eyed Tree Frog. Hey, Rosalind. Michael Sweet, Orb Weaver. And Carl Fagenschuh, Kodiak Bear Cub. Alan Schultz, Chasing Prairie Chickens. David Hoyt, Bosk Blastoff. I love that image, Mike. Great job on that one. David. David, I'm sorry. Marianne Sear, Bighorns on the Edge. Don Specht, Fawn and Snowstorm. Jonan Karatikin, introducing the Dragonfly Sisters. Don Specht, Hooded Merganser, Courtship Challenge. Kristen Hoyt, Great Egret. Michael Greiner, Muli. Alan Schultz, Older Gentoo Chicks. Don Specht, Boat-tailed Grackles Display. Paul Cammon, Great Gray in Fall. Deanne Probst, Harlequin Duck in Soldeck River. I didn't see her, so. Don Specht, Get Under My Wings. Paul Cammon, Bull Moose. Michael Sweet, Marbled Godwit. Rosalind Long, Green Heron Shaking Off the Rain. Don Specht, Painted Bunting Portrait. Carl Feigenschuh, Red-Legged Honey Creepers Food Fight. Michael Greiner, White-tailed Jackrabbit. Eric Gustafson, Triplets. Rosalind Long, Overly Dramatic Pelicans. Wildlife Zoology, second place goes to Rosalind Long, Greater Yellow Legs Land Dispute. Wildlife Zoology, Image of the Year goes to Alan Schultz, Full Gentoo. Creative Nature, honorable mentions. First one, Eric Gustafson, Sunrise on the Big Fork. Mark Ye, Hall of Moss Trail. Thank you. Mark Ye, Rock Harbor, Orleans, Massachusetts. Yeah. The second place, Creative Nature, goes to Paul Cammon, Morning at Lake Moraine. First place, Creative Nature, goes to Alan Schultz, Backglided Sorrel Movement. All right, and the overall image of the year goes to, any guesses? Anyone? Anyone? All right, it goes to Carl Feigenschuh, Lesser Volatier Hummingbird. Congratulations, Carl. A portfolio of the year this year goes to Alan Schultz. I had a graphic up here. Here we go. Congratulations, everyone. Good work. Prize drawings, compliments of National Camera Exchange. So you want to lay them out, and then whoever name, then we just we want to put them out on the table, and then do you want to have them just choose first come or?
Let's just start with this one.
All right. Okay, here you. There are 25 names in here. Okay, we have an SD card, and it goes to. Anybody still use SD cards? I do. No?
Rick Graves.
All right, here you go, Rick. I think your chances of winning 25%. We figured. Oh, here are the bags. Got these. Any binoculars in there? There's supposed to be 2 binoculars in there, right? And here's the other. All right. You want to hold one of those bags or? Okay. We got another SD card goes to Alan Schultz. All right. Okay, 4 more gifts. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, the card readers. Those are the, yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. Next.
Binoculars?
Perfect for a nature photography club. Watching all those birds. Who's going to be the lucky one? Bum, bum, bum.
Todd.
Oh, Todd Bulson. Yeah. Mhm.
Binoculars? Kristen Hoyt.
Oh, congratulations, Kristen. Yay. And the big prizes, the camera bags.
Okay. Backpack.
Now, who doesn't have a camera backpack in this club? Find it hard to believe, but
David Hoyt.
ooh, yeah. Okay. Congratulations, David. All right, last prize.
Backpack.
Yeah.
Michael Shoup.
He's not here. All right, snooze, you lose.
Carl Fagenshoe.
Hey, all right. All right. Okay, well, that's it. We have the room for an hour. So if you guys want to, we got plenty of food, finish up. Those who don't believe me, who didn't get called, your names are in here. So if you want to check, just. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It's my pleasure, my honor. It was a fun journey. Well, maybe not all the time, but okay, and that's it. Have an excellent summer. See you next year. Well, that's a little bit early. Just stay around, eat some more food, talk. Okay. And I'll put up the qualifying slideshow. Okay. Sure. Okay.